Helps if I'm unmute. Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, this is not loading. Let me refresh this guy. Jeez, if only I'd done this before. There we go. Let me test. All right, it's working. Hey, how's it going? Happy Saturday. Welcome to the stream. Apologies for the rookie mistake here at the beginning. Anyways, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday. If you're new to the stream, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to see first-time chatters in here, which I'm seeing, and first time seeing people's names. Maybe they've chatted before, but it's been a while or I overlooked it. Anyways, hope you're doing well. If you're new to the stream, it's pretty laid back. Hey, thank you. G Feldman, thanks for the sub, tier 1. Thank you so much. Yeah, lights are going out. I'm definitely going to call out all of the activities and bits and subs that happened while I was getting ready, but thank you. Appreciate it. But like I was saying, if you're new here, it's pretty laid back, way different than what I do on YouTube. It's pretty much an open forum to talk about anything that we're working on, anything we're excited about. Technology-wise, I mean, it could be anything, but we try to keep technology focused. We get bombarded with enough of other information elsewhere, but we just chat about things we're working on, either things you're struggling with, things you're excited about, things you want to try out, or just something you've done, either at work or at home, something you're happy with, or if you have questions, that's always open too. In this forum is asking questions about either something tech or something maybe you're working on, or maybe something that I've created a tutorial and I I have typos, which happens. Anyways, if you have something like that, throw it in chat. Let's talk about it. We'll start from the top and work our way down. For those who have been here before, thank you. I see a lot of familiar faces. I'm going to say faces, even though they're names, but I see a lot of familiar names. So thank you for coming back here. I appreciate it. Man, is it hype? What is going on? All-time records shattered. I don't even know what that means, but dude, one drop. Oh my gosh. Dude, one drop. I gifted 10 tier 1 subs. Dude, thank you so much, man. Oh my drop. How's it going, man? Devin? Dude, thank you. I don't know. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff on Twitch I haven't seen before, like all-time records shattered and level 2 complete. I'm trying not to pay attention to it too much, but dude, thank you so much. Man, one drop. I'll call these out real quick. Man, dude, thanks so much. You do so much for our community already, but thank you. Adam Tripp, Don, Dexter DJ, TD 51550, Clink Caro. Oh my gosh, it's going up. Blimabir, Destro Camille, Flapron, Deani Hardware. Enjoy your gifted sub from One Drop. Dude, thank you. Thank you so much. One Drop, if you don't know One Drop, great guy. Created the Kubernetes at home. Repo still maintains it. It's super active in our Discord, helping folks with Kubernetes stuff, among other things. Dude, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm still getting into intros. Thank you so much. Dude, Space Leo gifted 10 again. Dude, thank you guys so much, man. My neighbors are gonna think I'm having like a rave in here. It's going the whole time. Not that they probably think that anyways because the colored lights. But oh my gosh, thank you so much, dude. Space Leo. So Ray Saab, Skydev, WGH, Wag5, Yetl Invader, Stupak, Dark Shapiro. No, Dark Sachiro, PR, Tuvok, Hiveg, Skater Durf, and Sam OT-Sec. Enjoy your gift yourself from Space Leo. Dude, thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. Man, Hype Train level 6. What is even going on? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I don't even know where I left off. I feel like I should probably just read off all the events that happened since I'm reading off events. Let's do that. I'm gonna go back to right before I started Kingster. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Mathney, how's it going? Resub, tier 1, 27 months. Dude, thank you so much, man. 27 months. Good evening. How's it going, Mathney? Good to see you. CJ Olson, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Alpha Computer, resub, tier 1, 9 months. Thank you so much. Woohoo. I agree. Woohoo. Alpha Computer then follows up with cheer, 300 bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Gunny, resub, Prime, 7 months. Thank you, man. Linux, Linux Mint, thanks for the follow. G Feldman, thanks for the sub, tier 1. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know where I left off. Oh, here, Lime SDR, thanks for the follow. Burrcut, thanks for follow, appreciate it. 18-wheeled Ray, resub, tier 1, 9 months. Ray, how's it going? Thank you so much. Dude, Ilude, man. Oh, Ilude, dude, thank you so much. Ilude, oh, man. Man, you guys do so much already. I appreciate it. Ilude gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Oh my gosh. Today's stream is just gonna be reading off some subs. Man, thank you guys so much. I'm kidding. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Red Blue, Jimmy John, Drake Star Dragon, New Keith, Lord Sidious. Enjoy your gifted sub from Ilu. Man, you guys, thank you so much. Oh, 18-wheel Ray resub, tier 3, 9 months. 18-wheel Ray, you have 2 subs. This is crazy. A tier 1 and a tier 3. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh man, I thought today was just gonna be a laid back stream. Oh man, thank you. Yakto resub Prime, 6 months. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh man, it never. Oh man, you guys. Oh, this is a lot. I honestly I was thinking, like, I don't know. This morning it's feeling a little bit bummed. Every time I feel a little bit bummed, I know that like when I start streaming, I'm gonna feel better, and it has nothing to do with all the gifted subs. It's just being able to, I don't know, just being able to like hang out with people who understand what I'm talking about. So I appreciate it. Anyways, but before I started the stream, I was feeling a little bit bummed, and man, this is really lifting me up. So I appreciate it. Dude, Salvarius gifted 5 tier 1 subs. So Meyer, oh dude, Salvarius, man, you guys do so much already. I feel like my dad. This is what my dad says. Anytime you get him anything, you could give him a quarter and he'd be like, oh, that's too much. You do so much already. But I feel like that. This is way more than a quarter, and I feel like that. So man, you guys do a lot already. So Mire, I'm gonna pronounce it Mire Lome. That's what I'm going with. Chuli, 3 Caxus, Tube, Chunk Norris. I like it. Enjoy your gifted sub from Salvarius. Dude, Geeky Rand, man. Gifty Rand. He's all up in here. Gifty Rand, Geeky Rand. Thank you so much. Man, you guys, Gifty or Geeky, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Not another username. Is Rain Networks, C Kane, last rated digits, Hannah. Enjoy your gifted sub from Geeky Rand. I keep wanting to say Gifty Rand, and it's sticking now, but Geeky Rand. Dude, thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh. Crazy, man. Level 8 height train. I don't even know. I set a new record, I think, when we hit 2 or 3, and now it's 8. So, man, thank you guys so much. Wow, wild. Wild. Okay, where was I? That's gonna go off for a while. But anyways, what I was saying, thank you so much for being here. I think I said all that. But anyways, let's see what you guys are up to. If you have something you want to share, throw it in chat. I'll talk about what I've been working on. I've been working on. I feel like I keep getting into this crazy like dependency chain where I can't start this one thing until I have this other thing done, and I can't do that thing until a part arrives. But I really want to do the thing that these two enables so I can create a video for it. So I'm kind of like in that mode right now. I don't know, well, light mode. I know, light mode, whoa. I don't know how to manage that yet. It's tough. I've done recording multiple videos at once. I've done 2. That's like my limit where I can manage 2 videos. 3 just gets a little wild. So I don't know. Bits and pieces of 2 are being edited and recorded as well, not as we speak, but earlier. But anyways, what I've been working on, what have I been working on? I got a Pi KVM the other day, kind of an impulse buy, but I want to be able to set up a Pi KVM in my rack. I found that Pi KVM supports changing HDMI sources over IP, so I'm going to try some kind of hack to get that working with this HDMI KVM that I have. Who knows? We'll see if that works. And then yeah, I got a couple of Intel NUCs that I want to. This is the chain of dependencies. I got a couple 3 Intel NUCs that I want to start imaging and deploying images to. But it's kind of bare metal right now, so I want to figure out bare metal deployment so then I can connect my KVM to them, or connect my KVM to them so I could do a bare metal deployment. And then I'm like, how can I automate a bare metal deployment? And so these are the 3 dependencies that I'm just like slogging through. Not slogging through. It's definitely fun to figure out. But it's definitely a challenge to manage when I'm also trying to make content. I mean, if I wasn't doing stuff on YouTube, I would have knocked it out like in the last 2 days. But I'm like, okay, got to set this piece aside, got to set this piece aside. But anyways, that's enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. If you have something you wanted to share, throw it in chat. Let's talk. I'm gonna start from the top and work my way down. I'll try to get caught up. I know last week there was like so much activity that I felt like I left half a chat when I signed off. So I'm gonna try to keep up. First, let's see who was here first. I know a lot of people are super excited to get here, and some people get here extra early. Oh my gosh, this thing is always in the way. Dear chat window thing. Maybe I can see it through the cracks. Oh, I don't know if it's ISO, but there might be somebody right underneath here, but I apologize. I can't see it, so I apologize. Who was I first? I don't know. Oh my gosh. So the hype train thing. Oh wait. If you give me 10 seconds, it looks like the hype train banner that's in front of whoever's first is gonna go away. Maybe, I don't know. So I don't know if you guys can see that banner on top of chat, but it covers up the very first line of chat. Actually, the first 3 lines of chat. I could use my web dev skills to try and hide it right now. That's what I'll do. Why not? I'm gonna open up. All right, Chrome debugging tools. I'm gonna find this div and I'm gonna delete it. It's probably not a good thing, because then I might not be able to find it. All right, that div's gone. Oh, there's a div underneath there. I'm gonna delete that div. All right. It looks like no. I do apologize. Now, like, there's so much chat. Anyways, there's so much chat. Like, for some reason, I don't see the history. The first one I see is Tech Doofus. So, so yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh man. What is even going on? I might be able to read a line in chat today. Oh my gosh. I can't. Is that real math? That is math. So that looks like 150. Oh my gosh. Oh man, you guys, this is way too much. This isn't just my dad saying it's way too much because he doesn't want to, accept gifts. This is like way too much, to the point where I think you broke my my little thing over there right here is broken because I think there's so much activity. Oh my gosh. So, and I'm sure my Raspberry Pi is probably on fire right now. Oh my gosh, 100 gifted subs from Anonymous. Oh my gosh, this is so wild. Oh my gosh. And then, dude, 100 gifted subs, there's way too many names to even read. I'm sure everyone there, now they're rolling in. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mr. Anonymous. Thank you, or Mrs. or Ms. or Anonymous person. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This is way too much. Thank you. Thank you. And dude, Towley, 50 tier 1 subs. Dude, thank you so much. This is wild. This is wild. Oh man. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Thank you guys so much. I think my cheek muscles are gonna be hurting in about 5 minutes because I keep smiling. So dude, thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. That's so many gifted subs and subs in general. I think that's over 200 or something total. So man, wild guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, my lights, they're either going to go off for a really long time or my bot is probably down right now. Who knows? It's my mediocre code, probably trying to catch up with all of these subs. So anyways, thank you so much. Man, let's get into chat. I sincerely appreciate it. I don't mean to just like gloss over like, dude, 100 gifted subs and then 50 gifted subs. I really appreciate it. So thank you. But I also want to make sure that I give people the time to talk about what we usually talk about other than me reading out subs. Dude, thank you guys. Oh man. Let's I'm gonna get into chat. I do apologize. I can't see who was first. The first person I see in here is Salvarius. I know it wasn't Salvarius because over here I see ISO and I see Yocto. So and it might have been someone else. So we're gonna start here. Statuses, yeah. So this was in response to me checking my status. I forget that I don't have a status command in here. My status command is in Discord. So yeah, it's I can't even think straight right now. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so much. What is this soon, and why are we starting it? Yeah, starting soon. Yeah. Hey, why are we starting soon? Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like where you're going there. Let's see. First person that is first PC Geek here, just relaxing. That's what you're working on. Awesome. Recovering from COVID. I'm glad you're getting better. I know it's kind of going back around again. I'm glad you're doing better. I think the lights are probably going to flash for the whole entire stream. I think it's getting caught up. We'll see. We'll see how long it goes. It's getting kind of wild. Tech Doofus, Cloud Init, and Harvester. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's a tough one. Like Harvester in general is kind of a tough one. Like it's awesome, but it's really like flipping your infrastructure upside down to basically say like, hey, like feelings aside, I care about Kubernetes more than I care about virtualization. So I'm going to treat my virtual machines like Kubernetes resources versus what I typically do is, hey, I have virtual machines that also run Kubernetes. So I guess that's a better way of saying it. I have virtual machines that also run Kubernetes, where in Harvester, you're saying I have Kubernetes that also run virtual machines. But pretty cool tech. I think that whether it's Rancher or anything, but running KubeVirt really, which is a way to treat your virtual machines and run virtual machines or orchestrate KVM within Kubernetes. I think this is, we'll see. It's either crazy or it's going to be the way that some people manage it. Because if you're running a cloud native system, I hate to say legacy, but a lot of people say, if it can't be containerized, it's legacy. I wouldn't consider everything non-containerable legacy. I would just say it's a little more complex. But if you're running, a cloud first infrastructure and, most of your stuff is containers, and the oddballs out are virtual machines, this might be a solution for you. So anyways, I'm curious to see what you say for sure and what you think. Yakto, testing out and launching Kubernetes natively in OpenStack, down to one last bug to figure out. Oh yeah, so you're running OpenStack in YWS out there in the Pacific Northwest, and you're running OpenStack. You gave me some credentials. I think it was last week. I was able to log in. I was able to check it out. I haven't done too much with it, honestly. I'm gonna save that rabbit hole for when I get a couple of these things wrapped up, but. Pretty awesome. Yakto, yeah, thanks. And I think he was saying he was going to let some people do some, cloud testing or I don't mean to sign you up for stuff, but I think you said this, that you were going to, maybe provide some compute resources for people who either can't afford it or don't have access to it. So that's pretty awesome. ISO, good evening. First time being here in a long time. I have managed to catch the live stream. Yeah, good to see you, ISO. I'm currently working on freeing up some space in my TrueNAS. Yeah. All right, managed to run my ZFS pool to 99% capacity. Love automatic backups piling up. Yeah, I hear you. I kind of ran out of space, and I almost ran out of space again because of the way that I have my stuff organized. I don't know. I need to figure out a better way to do my ZFS pools in TrueNAS rather than using ZVols, I guess is the moral of the story from my last video. So awesome. Yeah. At least with my backups, for my Proxmox backups, what I do is I just have a retention of 3. You're probably not talking about Proxmox backups, but in general, yeah, set a retention policy. I have retention policies for my Longhorn volumes, for my Kubernetes cloud native storage, and I have retention for all of my VMs and stuff like that. If there's a way to do it for you, yeah, do it for sure. How's the data center running? I totally agree. It really is. It really is a data center. You should see it. It's got pictures in Discord. It's VRL. Want to hang out? Remember to join the Discord where I love it. Thank you so much for promoting the Discord. I totally agree. It's a great place to hang out. A lot of people are active all the time, and it's great. If you want ideas, you want to bounce ideas off people, you want to look at pictures, you want to jump in voice chat. Voice chat is super active all the time. I love it. And I'm so lucky you guys found my Discord server. I'm super lucky. I'm lucky for so many reasons. And just having people in the Discord server that are as awesome as they are is yet another reason. I'm lucky. Salvarius, putting the finishing touches on Ansible roll to provision Proxmox hosts. Awesome. That sounds awesome. I might want to see. Yeah, I think you have your stuff public, Salvarius. I want to see it soon. At some point, I want to figure out how to 100% automate bare metal provisioning. That seems to be like I don't know, the elusive dragon. Not that many people need to do it. Well, I guess I should say, if you have a Raspberry Pi, yeah, absolutely. You know, bare metal provisioning is what you want to have. But it's kind of that ecosystem is kind of fragmented, and I get it. I get it. I understand, because people either choose cloud or they're using virtualization, or they're a combination of the two. And so, like, where does bare metal fit in? But Raspberry Pi is where bare metal fits in, and a lot of other things too. So. PC Geeks, see you soon. Gonna need a team to run it. soon you're gonna need a team to run it for sure. Yaktos, yeah, he is. Is YWS hiring yet? For sure, he is. Chicano, running some tests on the new K40 that you got. All right, K40, I assume it's laser beams. Well, I'm tracking this thread from last week and the week before. I'm assuming K40 is a laser beam. Oh, let me see. Let me guess, Tim, Philips Hue? Yeah, it is. It is Philips Hue. For many reasons, people are always, razzing me about it. It's well-deserved, well-deserved. It is kind of expensive. But once you buy a couple, you just, and then you buy a couple more, and then before you know it, you have 40, 50 Hue devices. But I do buy them. I'm not defending the price. I will defend the price a little bit, because it comes up a lot, but I will defend the price. Like, Philips is a company I trust. I want to use IoT devices, when and if at all possible, from companies I trust. I'll put it that way. Nations I trust too. I should say that too. Not that I don't trust those companies, but whatever. Say what you want. But then I tend to buy them when they're on sale. So I don't think I've ever bought it in full price. Every now and then Target has 15 to 20% off Hue all the time. It's like all the time. Every other day I look in their app, it's like 20% off. I'm like, 4 more bulbs. Anyways, let's, but yeah, most of it is Hue, some of it's not, and then I have a ton of custom code to change stuff all around in this room. So yeah, let's see. Tech Doofus. Yeah, I like the name too. Eventually I will have something on GitHub. Let's see. PC Geek, thanks. A long time. Let's see. Nothing like my eyes. I'm standing back a little bit further because I changed stuff in my room a little bit, and my eyes, I can tell now I'm needing a new prescription. Nothing like trying to pick a long-lasting Twitch name. I hear you. I got kind of lucky when I picked mine. I wish I would have picked my Twitter name sooner and my Instagram name sooner, but I got my YouTube name. That was awesome, because the guy who formerly had the handle Techno Tim said, take it. And I was like, yeah, man, thank you so much. And he closed his YouTube channel. And I was like trying to get it for like 4 weeks, and YouTube was, anyways, long story short, I did get the @TechnoTim on YouTube. It took a while, but I got it. Anyways, Doofus for days. I like it. Daisy. Yeah, that's true. Geeky Rand, let's introduce more complexity, having the same thing on Twitch and Discord. I know. I should definitely consolidate my interfaces on Twitch and Discord, and run the same, have the same commands for it. Hello, bonsoir, Joey Lucky. Hey, good to see you too. Good morning, good evening. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so much. One drop. Wow, it's Saturday and I can actually join. Yes, you can. Good to see you, man. Good to see you in chat, and thanks again for subs. Adam Tripp, hello. How's it going? All right, let's get into comments. Let's see. Joey Locky. Man, my voice cracked like it was adolescence all over again. Hold on. Okay, a late bloomer. Joy Locky, I just got my first Lenovo ThinkCentre M73 tiny desktop, which has an Intel G3 2050T today. Started playing around, building a home lab. Yeah, I think that's a great first choice. I think that's a fantastic first choice for a home lab. I'm 100%. I fully support going big, But I also support going small in the beginning because I mean, if you're going down this route, you might have the option to just start building a cluster rather than build one big system. You could build a few smaller systems and then spread the load across them. So awesome. Love those devices. I love tiny devices. I have some Intel NUCs. I actually have another Intel NUC up there that I'm practicing with. Doing some bare metal provisioning, trying to get it done right. But I love it. All of this bare metal provisioning stuff just brings me back to like my tech support days when I used to do a lot of Windows imaging stuff. I'm like, man, I used to love this stuff. Like I thought once you got PXE Boot in your network, like, you know, the sky is the limit. And I have PXE Boot in my network now, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. Tally, parts finally came in for a new NAS. Bench tested it, and now to lazy. Oh, and now I'm too lazy to set it up. Hoping stream provides some much needed motivation. All right, so new NAS, and you bench tested it, and now you're too lazy to set up. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Pile in the drives, install the OS, set up your shares. Let's do this for sure. Yeah. Don't forget to set your backups, however you do backups there, for sure. But yeah, if not, if you want to feel lazy, that's totally fine. I kind of felt lazy last night, so that's totally fine. And by lazy, I meant like I wasn't going to work on my video. I was going to just like do some more research. That's my version of being lazy, is researching more stuff. Research, also known as buying stuff on Amazon. Anyways, Space Leo, been following you for over a year, first time chatting. Probably. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. It's VRL setting up Chasm Workspace is my current struggle. Awesome. Yeah, I hear great things about Chasm Workspace. It's a easy way to provision desktops, containerized desktops for users. So pretty cool. And multiple users. That's the cool thing about Chasm. Because I've used a web top before, which is, you know, one person, one container. You use a desktop, you know, on the web. But Chasm is cool because, you know, they've kind of like operationalized it and maybe, you know, made it a little more enterprise by, you know, allowing you to provision desktops for multiple users or individual users. Pretty cool stuff. I haven't used it, but I've read a lot about it and I've seen videos on it. So pretty cool. The Benny Boy, you said hello. I'm jumping on to one that has a question. Hey, this is Michi's. New to the stream. Have you heard of Twingate VPN, or are you still working full-time alongside your YouTube gig? Yeah, I feel like I feel like I have two full-time jobs right now. Oh my gosh, am I missing stuff? It's hard for me to see if I'm missing stuff because the subs are still rolling in from like 20 minutes ago. Real quick, Dextrous, Nas Amor, to base D, Samango, thanks for the follow, guys. Appreciate it. Our peoples, the real Croden gifted us tier 1 sub to Felix 85. Dude, thank you so much. The real Croden. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Enjoy it, Felix 85. Have you? I've heard of Twingate VPN. I don't know enough about it. I'm familiar with the name. I couldn't tell you how it's different or what it is. So to answer that, but am I still working full time alongside your YouTube gig? Yeah, absolutely, I am. Yeah. So yeah, I've been working for a small startup for a while. Our small startup got acquired by another startup, and so yeah, I'm working for that company now. So it's a lot of work. I love it. I love doing two things. As you know, most of my content on YouTube is more about infrastructure, a little bit about cloud, DevOps, and then at work, my official title is a software engineer, and I do a lot more programming than I do at home, and so I kind of get, I kind of keep a couple of skills sharp. So. But at work I do more than just software development, but that's technically my title. I guess that's what I'm expected to do. I do a lot of DevOps stuff and, even product stuff there too. And a little bit of design stuff now. But yeah, it's fun. It's a lot. It's a lot. If you ever think about creating content like on a regular basis, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm trying to figure out like where the rest of my life fits in right now, because it's a lot, Anyways, let's see. Joey Bytes built an open media vault server out of a Raspberry Pi, 15 terabytes of storage, rsync to another 15 terabytes of storage. Wow, that is awesome. So you use Open Media Vault, OMV. Pretty cool. I've looked at it before. And then on a Raspberry Pi, and then connected 15 terabytes of storage, and then you synced it to another 15 terabytes. That is awesome. Talk about a great little role for a Raspberry Pi, especially for a NAS. That's why I love it. I wish Raspberry Pis were a little more powerful. I know Pi 4s are, but like having a device on in your home 24/7 can use a lot of energy depending on what it is. Every device I now bring into the home, I'm thinking, how often is this going to run? Is it going to run 24/7? If so, how much energy does it pull? Because I got a lot of stuff going on here, if you couldn't tell. So I always play that game in my head, but when it comes to like a Raspberry Pi running 24/7, I would just be like, okay, that's as much as like turning on these lights, for about 10 minutes. So, but awesome. That is a great role for Raspberry Pi. I'm a huge fan of like low-powered NAS is awesome. And another reason why I virtualize my NAS, it is so I can share that infrastructure and only incur an incremental load on energy because I don't have to run a full separate machine. So, but with that comes a lot of complexity. But yeah, awesome. Appreciate it. Chester Codes, currently working on the last 4 months of messing with Kubernetes, managed to get CI and CD running via the Argo project's ephemeral environments. Ephemeral environments is a lot of fun. Yeah, awesome. So via the Argo project's ephemeral environments, that is awesome. I don't know about ephemeral environments. I guess I can understand the concept. It's just spinning up a quick environment that you can do stuff on and then tear it down really quick too. So. Pretty cool. Yeah, it sounds awesome. Huge fan of Argo. I haven't done a ton of it. I want to test it out. I use Flux, but I'd love to use Argo mainly so I can try to convince work that we should do GitOps, and either we do it with Argo, we do it with Flux, or we do it with something. But I would love to know Argo to just be able to lay some options on the table for. One, so I'm more educated about it, but two, just so I can try to convince work to get on the train. So, speaking of Argo, playing with Argo and a Cluster Pi, automated K3S upgrades would be nice. So, G Feldman, you can. I know I can in Flux, and I've been able to do it before in Flux with Rancher. But there's the system upgrade controller, which if you're running K3S, which I think you said, K3S upgrades would be nice. System upgrade controller. It's a controller that sits within your Kubernetes cluster that knows how to upgrade K3S on all of the nodes when there's an upgrade. And you even describe it declaratively in what they call an upgrade plan. So you can type out your plan in YAML. It's basically just going to be, hey, bump the version number and deploy it. And K3S, or what your K3S specifically, you can upgrade your Kubernetes version that way. And you could probably do it with Argo too. I mean, I do it with, I do it with Flux, but that's really to know that the new version is available. But you could deploy it that way too. But you could do it with Rancher. So it's agnostic. So yeah, look for it. It's by Rancher, but it's the system upgrade controller, and it's pretty awesome. A lot of people use it. Michis, thanks for all you do. One drop. I do miss Kate's at home Helm charts. Heck yeah, I totally agree. Thanks for all you do. And I think a lot of people are missing the Helm charts. I think that was taken over maybe, or it might be getting some new life breathed into it. Is it Ice Penguin, I think? I can't remember. But yeah, I totally agree. Thanks for all you do. For the community en masse, the public, and as well as in our Discord community for sure. Space Leo, your videos help me a lot. Thank you. So there's a little gift for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, I'm going to itch my nose. I'm not going to pick it. Oh, but it itches. It was a scratch. But thank you. I appreciate it, Space Leo. Yeah, thank you so much. Wow. Check out the app template Helm chart created by, BJW-S. Yeah, another contributor to the Kate's at Home. Four Guards. Hi, Tim. Do you know if there's a way to reset the Docker part on TrueNAS Scale? I'm asking because I'm not able to install apps anymore. Yeah, that's a good question. How do you reset the Docker section on TrueNAS. I don't. I'm sure there's a config. I mean, it has to be a config, and I almost guarantee it's YAML somewhere. Maybe an Etsy, I don't know, Etsy Docker, Etsy TrueNAS. I haven't looked. I'm sure there's a way, but I'm betting there's a configuration you can run to either toggle that feature on and off, and then there's probably configuration that you can look at to reset it back to default. I don't know off the top of my head. I honestly don't. But if you post it in Discord, we can try to find a way. We can try to find a way for sure. Lagmans. It's like the last stream with gifted sub. Yeah, it is. It is so crazy. Like last stream 100 gifted subs, and this time there was like 150 on top of like another 50. Oh, it's so insane. It's so insane. Thank you so much. Crack Kitty, what's going on? Sup stream? 18 Wheel Ray, what's up? What's up? Hype Train. What's on the plate for today? What's on the plate for today from Cinta Flex? You. I mean, whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what's on the plate for sure. Let's see. James Hawking Gaming. Trying to figure out Linux professionals. Oh, trying to figure out. I need a L to read. Trying to figure how. Wait. Trying to figure how out. Oh, hour. I'm like, see, my brain was trying to fill in that sentence. Trying to figure out how I think Linux professionals expand their VM storage space without an outage. Also working on converting my home lab to IAC. So James Hawking, I want to know that same question too. There's so many times I run out of space on my disk, and I end up using gparted, even on my virtual machines and everything too. And I know there are like all these posts on Stack Overflow and even Ubuntu's forums of like, hey, here's how you do it online. I'm either too scared or it didn't work for me. So I 100% agree that it kind of stinks. Like if you expand, well, so let's say you did expand your drive and you rebooted and now you have a bigger drive, or you installed another drive and you don't want to take it down again to do the offline like partition resize. Yeah, I'm right there with you. So if you have an answer to that, let me know, because I do it often. I do it often enough to where it's super annoying, and I do have gparted like as an ISO just ready to go for me kind of bailing out on all these commands I could run to possibly do it online. I would love to know. And working to converting your home lab to IAC or infrastructure as code, I think it's awesome. I think it's a great way to learn, but not only learn, it's a great way to be able to repeat things. And it's awesome. It's awesome. The conversion, I think the conversion piece is a little bit harder than starting fresh. But most of the time, even me, I didn't know infrastructure as code when I started my home lab. So now I've been doing the conversion over time, and that's tough. That's tough because it's like, how do I take this service down, but not take it down for too long? And how do I know when I move to infrastructure as code, it's going to run the same and the storage is the same and it didn't wipe out my configs? It's tough, but once you get there, it's awesome, because then it's just like you can do a Control F or a Command F, and you can search for anything you want, anything that you've done in the past, and you're like, how did I set up that ingress controller? Or where does this domain appear in any of my infrastructure? And you just do a find all, and you're like, oh, it's here. It's in the ingress. Oh, it's in the service. Oh, it's in a certificate. Okay. If I'm going to deprecate something, it's super easy. All right, it's borderline gonna be a pick here in a minute because it's itching so much, but it's super easy, and not only when you're building stuff up, like, hey, I want to deploy a new ingress, it's easy. I look at another ingress, I copy pasta, paste it in there, and deploy it, and hey, I got a new ingress and a new certificate or whatever. But also for tearing stuff down too, and just keeping things tidy. Because now, like if I tore down a domain, let's say I no longer have xyz.com, I can search my whole entire code base or my infrastructure as code, look for xyz.com and all its references. And I'm like, okay, got to tear down this ingress, this certificate, this service had it in its config. And so I'm not going to use this service anymore. And it helps you like just keep things tidy too. So there, I mean, there's so many ways it helps, but that's where I find it handy. Like having 5 working examples of code I can copy that I wrote myself is that's like the nirvana of coding in general. It's great to, you Stack Overflow or someone else's code to like look at it and understand it and bring it into your own code base. But what's even better is when it's already in your own code base and you can copy and paste it for sure. Crack Kitty, 1,000 subs, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Tongue twister, we were trying to, yeah, let's see. All right, here we go. A lot of stuff. Adam Tripp, how's it going? Adam Tripp, so started working on my own home server with Proxmox. Nice. Used my old PC with an R5 2600, 16 gigs RAM, and a basic 250 gig SSD. Sounds like a solid server for sure. Running Docker with SQL engines, .NET Core apps, and pfSense as well. Nice. Got a lot of tips from your vids, so thanks. Oh, well, awesome. Well, first of all, I want to say, like, man, that's a first of hearing about that. Like, you must be a developer, I assume, if you're running .NET Core apps and you're running .NET stuff. Awesome. I used to do a lot of .NET myself. Awesome that you're running .NET and .NET Core inside of a container. Pretty awesome. That's like the poster child for .NET Core is containerizing it and running it on Linux infrastructure or Windows infrastructure. Awesome. Sorry, it's rare that I hear people running, .NET stuff, especially at home. In enterprise, yeah, for sure, absolutely, but pretty awesome. 2, also been thinking of buying a refurbished Dell R610. A lot of people love them. Thinking about the dual Xeon L5640, 32 gigs of DDR3. Is there any good for 135 euros? Can it handle pfSense with Docker, SQL, server instances, .NET apps, and maybe 1 or 2 game servers? Nothing heavy. Nothing heavy. Just my firewall, my router, my SQL server, game servers. I'm teasing. A lot of people love them. A lot of people use them in our Discord server. I hear a lot about them. I can't speak from my own personal experience, but I'm willing to bet that a 610 is going to be able to handle everything that you throw at it, within reason. And I think your limiting factor in choosing that will be either disk speed. So I'd probably choose some solid states, at least for those VMs, especially if you have databases running and maybe some game servers running too, or either that or spinning Rust and spread that across a lot of drives. And then RAM. I mean, I can almost say without even looking at the specs or what that specific Xeon supports, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna have enough cores. It's gonna have enough L1 and L2 cache, and it's gonna have enough single what am I trying to say? The clock speed of one core is going to be high enough for anything you can throw at it. So I would say go for it. But yeah, a lot of people in our Discord have that same system and they love them. They buy multiples. So yeah, I would say it's totally going to be fine. It's totally going to be fine. I would argue that you might be able to get by on your current PC if you could get more than 16 gigs of RAM and add a couple more solid states. But that's no fun. I know you want a server. So, but yeah, for sure. Let's see, Space Leo, you might want to have one alert for gifted subs instead of each gifted person. Yeah, that's true. I could do that. But usually it's not, usually it's not like 150 or, a grand total of, I don't know, 180. So, usually, it's 1, 5, 3. So, but, but yeah, I don't mind. Maybe I'll turn the sound down, cause I'm sure you guys are probably burned down on that sound by now. I don't know which one you redeemed, but I hope it's not broken. But I thought I fixed most of it. Might take some time. Oh my gosh, I can't even get to the bottom of chat. There we go. Dark mode. Let me. Dark mode didn't go full. Oh, I know why. I didn't go fully in dark mode. I'm glad you did that. I know why I didn't. I won't get into details, but I will. So that bulb right there, for a little while, I was moving, and when I was filming stuff in the basement, I was using 2 of those spotlight bulbs to fill up the room with light. And so I moved them out of my room called office into my room called basement. And so when you guys toggle dark mode, it's looking for every light in office and giving it a color, but it's not looking for lights that are in, I don't know. It's not looking for lights that are in basement. So yeah, I think that's the one with that dark mode. I'll fix it. Not true dark mode. I mean, I could go unplug it. I could just turn them all off right now for dark mode, but I won't get in the weeds. more than I already have. It's VRL. Well, yeah. Did you already say that? But thank you. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, thank you for promoting the Discord. I totally agree. It's pretty awesome. Camera focus. I know. It focuses on this microphone. See, it focuses on this microphone. And see, now it's focused on me. But if I pull this up here, for some reason, it likes this microphone. So I don't know. I don't have a good camera. I have a decent camera, but I don't have one with eye tracking. If it did eye tracking, it would say no, focus here. So I've struggled with it for a while, and I'm at the point where I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I might set manual focus, but I move around a lot. So yeah, and I've tried spot focus too. So I apologize. I'll figure it out. I do plan on getting a newer camera soon, and then I'll have eye tracking, maybe. Amichis, I was considering forking and maintaining it, but I need to consider time involved with the maintain. Much appreciated for your hard work. I agree. I think someone has already. I think it's Ice Penguin. I'm gonna keep saying Ice Penguin until someone says it's not Ice Penguin. But I think it is. I think someone has. Pi KVM. Yeah, I did kind of splurge, a little bit of an impulse buy, but at the same time, like I wanted some features that were on Pi KVM. So yeah, it's a cool little device. It's sitting right there. I'll grab it real quick. Yeah, it's a cool little device. I haven't gotten it working at all yet. I haven't even plugged it in, but I mean, pretty cool. You know, lots of connectivity there, and some more there, and yeah. But this thing is solid. So I bought an LED screen down there. So my thought was like, hey, I would love to have KVM for some of my devices that don't have IPMI. You know, my Intel NUCs, my PC conversion. And then I started thinking, well, I could get a Pi KVM, or I could get a, Tiny Pilot, or you name it. But it's kind of, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of expensive, and nothing against the product itself. It's just the name of the game. When you buy a Raspberry Pi, you buy a hat, you buy a case, you buy, a micro SD, and you put it, and you buy a fan, and you put it all in one thing, the price adds up. So I was like, that's kind of expensive for one. And I was like, can I scale the Pi KVM? How do you scale this thing so it's not one-to-one? And then so I started doing research and going down this rabbit hole, and I found this HDMI KVM that should work, that has an IP-based, it has a NIC on it that has a port that has an API that I think I can toggle to switch. So anyways, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to see if I can scale the Pi KVM to 8 and see if I can connect 8 devices and do it all remotely, because then it's awesome. And then Pi KVM could do a ton of other stuff. I can even manage existing IPMI, and it can even manage, so you don't need to use the existing IPMI that you have, but it'll basically give me 1 KVM for my existing IPMI, or my existing Redfish enabled. I've been learning about Redfish too. Redfish is a newer version of IPMI that's all HTTP based, but it'll give me one device to manage everything, whether it is older IPMI, whether it is Redfish, or whether it doesn't have IPMI or Redfish at all, like it's just a PC or another Raspberry Pi. So I'm looking forward to diving into it, but I got a lot to do. But anyways, on top of that, I thought at first that I bought an Intel NUC with the Intel V Pro, so I went down this rabbit hole of learning all about Intel AMT, only to find out my NUC doesn't support Intel AMT, and so that's how I got into this. And you guys know how it goes. You know how it goes. But Intel AMT is such an interesting technology. It seems underused, but I get it because not Microsoft, Intel puts it behind a paywall, and they say, well, you got to get a V Pro processor combination for this to work. And I'm just like, man, you guys should have just given it away for free to everyone. And I know that costs money, but at the same time, it's like, man, if you could give everyone IPMI, basically remote access to anything running in Intel, just through your platform, that'd be a huge sell for Intel. I'm still confused as to why they didn't do vPros on everything by default. Yeah, well, let's say like an i7 or i5 or higher or whatever. But anyways, I don't do the marketing or the pricing for Intel, but it just seems like a huge miss. Seems like a huge miss because now you just segmented everything, and saying, well, you got to buy this certain processor to be able to do it, and I don't know if that's how people want to manage it. Anyways, long story short, I don't have Intel AMT, so I can't do it. Michi's, this is one drop, all power to you, but it's a sludge effort, which is why we decided to support the app templates and underlying common library instead. It powers over 50 applications in my home ops repo. Yeah, for sure. I get it. I could imagine that, you've created a ton of templates for a lot of services that probably have, 5 lines of difference in the YAML. And you're getting pull requests all the time, and it's kind of, I totally get it. But a lot of people are happy it's here. Kidavan, need to set up a NUT server to monitor my UPSs. Awesome. I had a few power outages last week. Yeah, I totally agree. That's when you start to notice that like you need a UPS. Is even one flicker of power, you're just like, oh, for sure. I need to get caught up on follows because I turned the volume down. There we go. Hey, Ben Destroy Wolves of Worlds Prime sub. Dude, thank you so much. Maybe I didn't call that out. I apologize. Let me see. Ben, Destroyer of Wolves. Thank you. Wolves. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Devious, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Maggie, what is that? Maggie Argoi? Thanks for follow. So Critus, Vickyville, thank you. And then, not best, but try hard. Resub, Prime, 2 months, 1 month strength. Love your homelab tour and services video. Lawrence System collab coming. Very excited. Yeah. Lawrence definitely did reach out and said, hey, like, if you need some help with PFSense stuff, let me know. So yeah. Lawrence is, Tom's awesome. He's such a nice guy. So anyways, yeah, I'd love to do something with Tom. I got to figure some stuff out because I talked in that video, like I'm thinking about doing like an internal PFSense firewall between 2 of my networks. And so he was like, hey, if you need help, let me know. So yeah, I might reach out. I actually did need help with something the other day, and in my last video with TrueNAT stuff, and I did reach out to him, and he was like, yeah, I basically said, hey, I'm working on this part. I would like to use a clip. Any problems with that? He's like, nah, go use it. So anyways, we chat every now and then. So yeah, he's so nice. Self-help hub, dude, thank you. 100 bits. Thank you so much. Interesting. Was related to something I looked into. That aside, you have any experience in VoIP systems? I have a question, if you will. Your point of view is okay. Also, since you have treated me well with your chats, here it is. It isn't much. Thank you so much. Yeah, you absolutely can ask a question. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what the question is. I think it's just, hey, do I have experience in VoIP systems? I will be honest with you, I don't. I had VoIP systems at companies I worked for, which, then, went digital, and then, yeah. So anyways, I don't have a ton of, I'm just going to say it up front. No, I have zero experience. I know that I can plug it in. I know that my phone when I worked at this company a long time ago, it was powered over PoE, and it was awesome. But other than that, after I think that company then switched to Link, and then, desk phones were optional, and then I haven't had a desk phone since. I would love a desk phone at home because I think it's still awesome. I think it's awesome tech to be able to run a VoIP, and I think it's called a PBX, but basically run, VoIP at home and have a desk phone at home just for fun. But I haven't. I've heard of free PBX, and I know that Unify also does voice, and they have devices, and a lot of people have devices. It sounds fun for sure. I would love to dive into it sometime, but I have zero experience with it, and maybe that's why I should dive into it. Anyways, thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. Thanks for follow. Appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to here. Ms. Tick. Hey, bro. I managed to set up your Little Links Docker image without any issues this week, so thanks for that. Hey, no problem at all. I was like, oh my gosh, what did I mess up? Hey, no problem at all. Glad you enjoy it. It was fun to create. It's fun to maintain. I've had a ton of PRs. Like a lot of people are like, hey, can you add this brand? And then they look to see that someone added a brand right before them, and they look at it and copy pasta a little bit of it, change a few things, and they add a brand. And, I usually merge those pull requests like immediately, and 10 minutes later, it's public. So I have full CI/CD on there. So anytime anyone opens a pull request, that image goes live within 10, 15 minutes. So yeah, it's super fun. I love to maintain it. I'm glad it's, pretty popular. I have like millions of polls on it. I'm sure, probably not all humans. But still, millions of polls on it. I'm like, wow, for this little thing I created that was influenced by Little Ink. Anyways, it helps me keep a lot of different skills sharp because it's a combination of, software dev, Docker, GitHub Actions, and Docker API to deploy. So it's pretty fun. I'm glad you like it. I would love, I don't know. I've been thinking about also trying to find a way to do a static version of it too, but I think with variables being dynamic, it would be kind of hard unless I move to Next.js and generate a whole bunch of static files ahead of time, but it's tiny anyways. Gunny, finally got a new case for my PC after mentioning it before. Got a handful of pies mounted inside the case too. Almost got all of my kit into one case now. Wow. So new case, and you have pies mounted inside. I'm curious about what's going on inside there. What are the pies just there? That have nothing. They have nothing to do with the PC at all. They're just there providing some other service, or are they actually connected to your PC too, or doing KVM or something like that? Sounds awesome. They're Troba, stopping in before my family comes. Also in the retro. It's the Retro DBA, Tim. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, the Troba. I know. The last time you were like, man, you were struggling with my name in Discord on Twitch. Third time's a charm. Talk to you later. I'll see you in Discord. Hey, the Retro DBA. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. You got to do a name change in Twitch so I know it's you. That one throws me off all the time because it's so hard for me to pronounce the D and B together. Oh, DBA. Oh. Oh my gosh. I just realized it is the Retro DBA. Oh man. All right. So we need oh my gosh. All these weeks. All right. We need some Pascal casing on there. Or at minimum some camel casing on there so I can understand it. It is the Retro DBA. I'm still going to pronounce it Thertroba. Oh my gosh. Oh, all these weeks of me trying to pronounce that. See, it's hard. Reading is hard. It really is. See, Tech Doofus. Pascal case. I can read it. It's Tech Doofus. And it's, cased properly. We need to get on the Retro DBA about changing a casing in his name. Pascal. Minimum camel case. Start with the lower, lower, upper. Or Pascal, upper. Or a snake case, hyphen case, any kind of case just to break that thing up. Oh my gosh, man. One too many hits with the snake. Not another username. I'm trying out Proxmox again after my ESXi machine died last night. Oh, that's unfortunate. Proxmox is pretty cool. I enjoy it. It's pretty awesome. Adam Tripp, what? Oh, this is going back to here. Oh my gosh. All right, this is all the subscribing. Let me see. I'm looking for comments. It's VRL. I started answering your what's up. Setting up Chasm workspace in my current struggle. Yep, Docker Compose with Chasm workspaces, working on the data loss prevention project. Awesome. I don't know much about the DLP, the data loss prevention project. I know about Chasm. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Sounds awesome. Sounds like two projects that are probably vastly different, but sound like fun. The Benny Boy. Hey, Tim. Does using spin down on enterprise hard drives cause any significant wear? Internet seems to be divided on it. I use it fairly aggressively on my home server due to energy costs in Europe. I totally agree that question or technique is definitely polarizing. You'll have people say like, yes, I love it. I say power. You'll have other people that says like, you don't want to, the starting and not so much the stopping, the spin down, but when it starts back up isn't good. And I'm not a storage expert. Personally, I would do it if you save power and you have warranty on your drives. Yeah, why not? Will it cause headaches down the road? Not sure. But I mean, personally, if you are, and like, I totally get it. Energy costs, especially in Europe, are through the roof. And even if they're not, I mean, saving power in general and equals dollars and equals saving the planet too, is a good thing. So I would say do it. If you have warranty on the drive, use the warranty if it does die. But for the most part, I totally agree. It is polarizing. I looked into that same thing when I built my True Nazare, and everyone was like, it's the greatest thing or it's the worst thing. So, but I mean, we have a lot of storage experts, so you should toss it into the storage channel on Discord. Because I've read conflicting things too. Sorry, I can't talk. I need a drink real quick. Man, this isn't real dark mode. It's just weird. It's dark mode with a few random lights on, so I apologize. Let's see. Here we go. Here I am. Here we go. No, it does not. Oh, thank you. I have no idea. I kind of understand why it's flashing. I got confused from the last time. There we go. Let's see. No, it does not. They are designed for differently than the old ones. All right, and we have a place where reading the head resets when the disk is not running. There you go. Hey, thank you. Yeah, great advice. I'm like I said, not a storage expert, but there you go. There you go. Let's see. Tilburn, where's a good place for people to obtain or discuss information on network design, VLANs, and security, etc.? Our Discord. No, I honestly mean it. I think our Discord is a great place to talk about that. We have a network channel, we have a security channel, and we have a lot of smart people in there. We hit 8,000 people now, which is pretty awesome, mind-blowing. But in general, if you're talking about where, like on the internet, I think our Discord is a good place to do that. Reddit's usually a good place. I mean, but that information could be polarizing and or old. Other than that, it's gonna have to be yeah. I'm just gonna have to throw those two out there. I couldn't tell you like where, like which forums or like if there's a place to talk about. I don't know. It's tough because you're talking about designing, which usually means you're trying to meet a specific need or use case, versus like overall just good practices and good design overall. Funny you mentioned that because I should have something coming soon on that too. That's yet my my other rabbit hole I've been going down, but something I'm going to mix in. I don't know. My wife's out of town, so it's going to be a lot of creating content for this next week. I'm going to see if I can crank out 3 or 4. So anyways, that's on my list. If you don't want to wait, a Discord server is a great place to do that. We have a lot of people who are super knowledgeable about networks and security, and a lot of people will help you find the right answer or sound advice, for sure. FX editor. Oh gosh, here we go again. FX editor. Currently finishing a network upgrade using Unify USG Pro 4 and US 48 500 watt with 4 Unify APs. Awesome. Yeah, that's a big upgrade. Awesome. I have mine turned. I have auto upgrades turned on mine, which is pretty cool most of the time. But that's pretty awesome. So Unify USG Pro and 4 US, so 4 then 48 ports with 4 Unify APs. That is awesome. That is awesome. A lot of upgrades. Can you do it in a way that you don't take everything down? I always try to like stage my firmware upgrades for my stuff, but I have many single points of failure in my network because I can't run multiple switches, multiple breakers, multiple everything. But I do have multiple access points, so I like to I like to act like I'm not taking the whole network down and upgrade one firmware at a time, let my devices roam to other ones. But pretty awesome. But if you're upgrading a switch, I mean you have 4, it looks like. I have 1, so I do take some devices down when I upgrade the firmware there. But sounds fun. I love firmware upgrades. I'm a huge fan of firmware upgrades. I don't know why. Something about upgrading, hardware at its lowest level is just super fun for me. Upgrading hardware's software at its lowest level. I just love it so much. And it also means that someone cares. Anytime I get an update, I love updates for OS, for firmware, for anything, because it means someone still cares about the product. So I'm all for updates. Let's see. SME Productions just got done picking up pizza. Oh yeah, and groceries for the weekend, and game on in the back. Wait, and game on in the back. In the back. I totally get what you're saying. Pizza, groceries, weekend, game time. I get it. Sounds awesome. Yeah, I definitely need some pizza. I had some pizza last night. Wasn't the greatest because I accidentally burned it, but I still ate it. But at the end of the day, still pizza. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I am. Yeah, for sure. Java Prime. I tried out Terraform to provision my Proxmox VMs and then Tim's Ansible script to install, K3S on the VMs. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that is awesome. I think that is definitely a great pair. I know Alex from Self-Hosted did the same thing, and he was talking about it on Twitter, which I would love to have him on the show. He offered, and I'm going to see if I can make it happen next week. Anyways, so more on that topic. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a great combo. I'm a huge fan of provisioning infrastructure with Terraform and then configuring that infrastructure with something else afterward, Ansible or whatever it may be. But once it gets an IP, I think that's where something else takes over. Everything pre-IP, I think Terraform is great for. And then everything, even, but then I think it comes in stages, like, Terraform for the infrastructure, and then I use Ansible for getting Kubernetes on it and making a standard machine, applying all my standard tools, all my security, and then applying Kubernetes. But then some people also want to, do Kubernetes things with Ansible. Totally fine for homelab, but that's where I think like now it's time for the next phase or the next, phase in this process, which for me is GitOps. And then I use GitOps to do everything else for Kubernetes. So for me, that's my, I love that, lay it down with Terraform, build it up with Ansible, configure it with Ansible, and then, let GitOps take over with Flux or Argo. It's awesome. It is awesome. So you got 2 of the 3 I was talking about, and I'm sure you'll be on your way to 3. So awesome. Let's see. Most things are so different. Let's see. Ronald, how do you host your own PXE server? Any recommended way? Yeah, I'll have a better recommended way here in a little bit. There's 2 things that I'm looking at. I'm looking at 2 things. One is PXE Boot XYZ, I think it's called. And the other one is Ubuntu Maz or whatever you want to call it. Those are the 2 ways that I've kind of been testing out, like bare metal provisioning. And then if you're doing Windows stuff, you can do WDS. And so Maz does host, a PXE Boot, and it could do a lot more. But anyways, I won't go too much into detail. But yeah, that's what I've been looking at. Maz can do PXE Boot, and then there's Boot. I think it's Boot XYZ. I forget the name of it. But that it's a little bit different. It's not as automated, and it's not as I guess enterprisey. It's a lot more homelab, but it's a way to get into a pre-boot environment. So then you can boot ISOs. So think like, hey, like I want to run DBAN on this machine. I don't want to plug in a USB drive. I don't want to. Who knows about CDs? But I want to boot to the network and then choose the DBAN ISO. And then boot from it and then run it. And you don't, I mean, you have to touch the keyboard, but you don't have to plug anything in. And so that's kind of the 2 things I've been working on, and it's pretty awesome. Anyways, I'll have more. I plan on doing videos on both just because I'm already in it. Dude, Mayrink, thank you so much. Resub, tier 1, 12 months, 1 year. Thank you so much. Happy 1 year to us. Thank you for all the videos and dedication you put out there and for the wholesomeness of community you are building. I totally agree. Wholesome. I know. I totally agree. Funny, I get the wholesome award quite a bit on Reddit, which is like, I don't know if they're teasing me or what, but I totally agree. The community is so nice. Wholesome. I love the word because I can't describe our community anymore, because I totally agree. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. One drop. Oh, who gifted Hermit? I don't know. There was a lot of them. Yes, NetBoot. Yes, thank you, Salvarius. Exactly what I was trying to remember. So NetBoot XYZ is the other one I've been looking at. So NetBoot XYZ is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'll have something coming on it soon. But it's basically a way you can hit F12 on your keyboard or whatever. Basically, network boot. You could PXE boot it if you want. You could wake on LAN and then PXE boot to network. And then from there, there's a pre-boot environment which gives you a list of ISOs basically that you want to boot from. So just think of that as like, think of that as like the ultimate, boot disk or or anything like that. That you would plug in, but basically over the network. And so you just basically don't need your USBs anymore if you can do that over the network. So that's what I've been playing with too. So one more enterprise, one way more homelab, but both great. Both do different things. And I think my next couple are in the next week. I should have two things on both on basically doing bare metal stuff because I need to figure it out and get it right. 88-bit Aaron, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Let's see. Pop Mocha updated the BIOS and iDRAC on my 2 PowerEdge servers this week. Also had a CPU upgrade to my R720 today. Nice. Recently got my Nextcloud, WireGuard, Firefly 3, and Jekyll set up through Docker. Nice. Going to start working on my documentation. Debating using something other than Jekyll. So if anyone has any recommendations, let me know. Yeah, I mean, Jekyll can be tough for just straight up doing documentation because you're kind of building web pages, but you're also writing YAML. You get 2 for 1 if you ever want it hosted. So, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of writing Markdown. Not a huge fan of writing Markdown. I will say that like I guess I enjoy it because I've done it so much for GitHub. Like all my, GitHub docs and stuff like that, and your GitHub reamies are always in Markdown, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than a WYSIWYG editor. I'll say that because with WYSIWYG editor, even though it's kind of easy, you lose a lot of control, and it's not like I'm a control freak, but it's very eager. I'll say that. If you copy and paste, stuff from your clipboard, it might copy and paste colors and fonts and headings. And it's like, I don't want any of that. I'd rather do that in Markdown. So anyways, I mean, there are a lot of stuff out there that do, Markdown only. And if you want to use it for, not hosting documentation, you don't have to. I mean, going all out with Jekyll is great. If you want to get 2 for 1, you want to keep your notes in Markdown and you want to host a good looking website that you can search through, it's great for it. But there are other tools out there that you can use just to write stuff in Markdown if you want, or WYSIWYG editors. I mean, nothing, you can pop open OneNote from Microsoft or any note-taking app too is good enough. As long as you use it, the best note-taking app is the one you use. So it's really going to be up to you. Now we talk about, we talk about tech, and Tim reads through the comments. People share the stuff. So that must have been in response to something. Why is this? Why is it? Yeah, it is running constantly. I do apologize. I'll turn down the volume if that ever happens again. I highly doubt it will, but yeah. Our Gaith, currently redoing my entire home lab due to moving states. Currently setting up a wireless WAN pfSense setup due to unable to run any cables from home lab to modem. Awesome. That sounds awesome. Yeah, it's always I don't enjoy I like moving. I just don't like the act of moving. I hate packing stuff up. I don't mind unloading it. But when I do move, it's the first thing I look at. It's like I try to figure out. It's like network infrastructure. Okay, where are things going? Where's networking? How's networking going to work? And I always do that. This house, when I moved here, I had internet installed the day we closed. So when I had keys, I came here, and that was the day that internet was getting installed. It was I scheduled it that way on purpose. I had 2 things installed that day. But yeah, on my closing date, because I was like, gotta have internet day 1, because I'm gonna set up my servers and stuff, and we're not fully moved in, but I need some stuff online. So it's fun figuring that stuff all over again. Let's see. Teuton. Your vids are super easy to follow rather than some people that waffle. Does your Pi do the DHCP and DNS, or is it split? Does my Pi do the DHCP and DNS? Oh, it is split. It is split. So I think you're talking about like how I'm running Pi-hole on a Raspberry Pi. I also run it in VMs, and I have a load balance, and it's super crazy. But it is split. I use my router, my UDM to do DHCP, and Pi-hole just does DNS. Really, Pi-hole was brought in for me to do ad blocking only, and I use DNS from UDM as well. But then once they started supporting local DNS, I was like, well, I'm already using this for DNS resolution. Like, I don't want to manage this in two places. And so I started using it in Pi-hole. There are other things too, like, you know, like Bind or Core DNS or Microsoft DNS. But once Pi-hole added that feature, I was like, 2 for 1. But yeah. So anyways, yeah, it doesn't do DHCP. I'd rather not have my Pi-hole do that. Nothing against the product. Like, if I had a home router, I would have it do it. I would absolutely have it do it, just because you get better metrics, you get better blocking, you get more control over what you block per device. Is that something I miss out on? I don't get that. That's okay in my environment. I don't need to do that. And plus, you know, I want to use the DHCP scopes from my UDM. Man, I'm over. I'm gonna look for some ones. I'm gonna look for some comments, and I'll definitely try to get through it. Real quick. Oh yeah, buddy. He's not messing around. He probably hears UPS. Let's see. This is from I'm going with Leveler, Chris. Yeah, buddy's not happy. Hey Tim, I have a Dell R720, but I think I have problems with disk performance. Yeah, he's not happy. With disk performance. It's like every time I unmute it, he's barking. Okay. Real quick, do you know of any ways of finding a bottleneck? Yeah, he's not going to give up, so I'll try to talk over it. Trying to find bottleneck, I would run some kind of disk test on there. I mean, some giveaways on if it's a disk or not is to look at like the latency for the disk. These are tough. I don't know. It really depends on how you have your array configured. I assume you're probably using the RAID controller from the Dell R720. He's not going to give up. Anyways, you should toss this in storage. Let's talk about it. Tools you can use to figure it out. When I had my 710, I ended up going all SSDs. I know that's not popular, but the reason why I had my R710 was to run virtual machines. It was my hypervisor, and I just decided like all of my storage is going to be SSD. So I kind of didn't really have that problem. But there is tooling to do checks on each individual disks to see how they're, performing. But that doesn't tell you, like, in a real world scenario, like what's going on right now. So yeah, those are tougher to figure out. I don't know any good tools off the top of my head. We should totally throw that in the storage channel, and let's figure it out, because I would love to know that. I would love to know that too. All right, y'all. I'm gonna look real quick for comments, and then I'm gonna grab this one. This one's last. I do apologize that I do have to go after this, and I know Buddy's gonna start barking again. He is wild. Let's see. Check Spark. I've also been looking into using Kubernetes on 2 of my servers. I saw you have a more recent video on Harvester. Do you recommend I install Harvester over the whole Rancher setup? My understanding is that Harvester runs bare metal, and Rancher is easier to run with VMs. I currently use Proxmox as one of my servers and run bare metal on another, intending to migrating to something else. Is it worth throwing Harvester on, or do you think it's better to run 2 servers of Proxmox? I touched on this a little bit, and I'll say this again. For one, Harvester is new. It's a new, not only a newer product, but it's also a newer paradigm. With Harvester, really Harvester is running KVert under the covers, which KVert is a way to manage KVM. KVM is your hypervisor. It's the hypervisor that's on Proxmox. So you're basically saying like, hey, I care about Kubernetes more than I care about virtualization. I'm gonna run most of my workloads bare metal in Kubernetes. And oh, by the way, I can also do virtualization if I need. But if you care more about virtualization and part of your infrastructure is dedicated to Kubernetes, then you might choose Proxmox and say, yep, I run a hypervisor. I care most about running different OSs, running virtual machines. But then, I might run Kubernetes too. So I guess it's how you prioritize those two things. And it is definitely awesome. Don't get me wrong, it is awesome. It's awesome tech, but it's a different mindset. And so if you're new to Kubernetes, I'll be honest that Harvester might not be for you if you're new to Kubernetes, because you have to start managing your virtual machines as like Kubernetes resources, And so, I mean, it's really going to be onto you. But if you're only starting to explore Kubernetes, I would say start with Proxmox, start with a hypervisor, because then it's going to be really easy to build up those virtual machines. It's going to be really easy to deploy Kubernetes to it, tear them down. I mean, if you use a playbook or something automated, and you're just going to get a lot more flexibility. Not that you can't in Harvester, but I feel like Harvester is like when you graduate and say, you know what, I want to go bare metal Kubernetes, but I also want something to help me manage, KubeVirt is really what it is at the end of the day. And then I'm also in the Rancher ecosystem too. So yeah, I mean, you could see how they created this product. It was like, hey, how do we solve for people who also want to run virtual machines? And Rancher wants you to run stuff in bare metal, and they're like, well, we can use KubeVirt and we'll build a UI for it. So, but also a requirement of Harvester is Rancher. So you got to have Rancher in your environment already, because you actually bolt on Harvester to Rancher. It's just another tool in that ecosystem. So yeah, it's tough. I still have a test machine here with it on it. Will I ever go bare metal Kubernetes, flip it upside down and use KubeVirt and maybe Harvester? I don't know. We'll see. But hey, yeah, great question. I would say for simplicity's sake, go 2 nodes. I went 2 nodes Proxmox a long time. No problem at all. No problems with CoralSync. I didn't do HAVMs. None of that. I just basically wanted to manage all of my VMs through one interface, through one data center, and that was the way to do it, and it works fine. And if you need to move machines back and forth, you can do that if you have the same ZFS pool set up on both devices. That's where it gets a little bit odd, but even if you don't have the same ZFS pool on both Proxmox nodes, you could still, back up a machine to NFS or some remote share and then restore it on the next one. Live migrations will only work if you then have if you have the same ZFS pool, because it does snapshots and stuff like that. Anyways, I would say go both with Proxmox. But if you have a bare metal machine, you want to test it all out, go for it. But I'm going to say that it is definitely a different paradigm. I mean, imagine, managing your networks as YAML. I mean, it's very techy, I would say, at the very least. Hey, Omer, dude, thank you for the resub Prime 2 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. Brian PL, thanks for the follow. Grilla, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, everyone. I do apologize. I did skip over some comments. There was so much going on. Today was awesome. Today was awesome. Hey, thank you guys all so much for being here. I appreciate everyone who contributed to chat, who asked questions, who was here, who showed up. But then also all of the follows, all of the gifted subs, all of the subs, the resubs. Man, thank you so much. I think there was like 200. I think there was some kind of crazy personal record broken here. So it's totally wild. I can't believe this is real life. So anyways, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know what else to say besides thank you. And that's too much. I'll just, in the words of my dad, thank you. You shouldn't have. That's too much. So I appreciate it. So anyways, man, have a great weekend. I will say though, hey, real quick, if you haven't joined Discord already, you should absolutely join. We have a Discord community of over 8,000 people. We just hit 8,000. Pretty awesome. It's growing. It keeps growing. There's a lot of people talking about a lot of different tech who are interested in doing things at home or in the cloud or at work, and are just interested, and maybe they don't have anyone to talk shop with. Well, that's what this Discord is. Talk shop about homelab, cloud, or any kind of hardware, software thing that you're working on. You can jump in there and talk about pretty much anything, and someone will either have an opinion or have an answer, and it's fantastic, and I appreciate it. this chat and Discord is the time I get to nerd out all the time about this stuff, and I'm so lucky that I found everyone. So anyways, I'm babbling now. Thank you so much. I will be back next weekend. I'll have some stuff out for you, maybe this week and next weekend. We'll see how much I can get done, but I appreciate it. Thank you again. Have a great rest of the weekend. Hey, those are flashing. If something's incoming, I will call it out, but have a great rest of the weekend, and take care. Be good to each other.